Hello everyone, I'm back with another comic book video, just showing off a haul that I got at Epicos Games in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I went in there, asked if they still had their deal they usually do, which is if you get 10 books in the dollar bin, you get 10% off, 20% off. And she said, no, but I'll do you one better. And she handed me this box that was basically a short box, but even wider and bigger. And she said, stuff as many of the comics as you can from the dollar bin in that, and I'll give it to you for... She ended up giving it to me for $37. I got around 160 books here, so might as well start it off first with some astonishing X-Men books. As I said the last video, I'm not really looking for these too hard, but when I find them for super cheap, like I basically got every book in here for 25 cents. And I've heard great things from North Garden Comics and Comic Book Herald. And I want to see if it's as good as what people say it is. So we got issue 17 with this cover that I absolutely hate. I don't like that cover one bit. And then we've got number 20 with a much cooler cover. I don't know what he's doing there. Is that the world in his hand? I think it might be. I don't know. I need to read it to find out. Also, I've never heard of this team, Josh Whedon and John Cassidy. Maybe I'm in the minority there, but I'm really excited with how people talk about this run to see if those are some creators I want to start following. Number 24, a really red cover. And that's about it for the Astonishing X-Men. Next, I watch, like I said, the Comic Book Herald, and he has a podcast called My Marvelous Year where they go through each book throughout the decade, and they're talking about a Captain America run, and I cannot figure out which run it was, so I got a feeling that this is part of it. I could be completely wrong, but it's Calf Wolf, so I'm not losing out on anything there. But Captain America number 406, not bad. And then next, some more Captain America. I like Captain America. I'm just not the hugest fan. But I've heard great things about the Ed Brubaker run. He did an Iron Fist run that I'm still in the middle of reading, but it's awesome. Him and Matt Fraction both did it. And when Brubaker left, you really are able to tell how much Matt Fraction put into it. And then when he left, it's still a good series, but you could see where his artistic style from a writer's point of view, how he wanted the layouts to be, how it really affected the whole beginning of that run. But we got number 606. Awesome Baron Zemo cover. I think he's a cool villain. And then it goes from like the main 600s back to 1, and then it goes from there. So we got number 41 there. Got 44. 45. Pretty neat cover. I don't know. Captain America covers don't usually strike me too often. The Baron Zemo one did, because Zemo just has a cool costume. But next, we have Daredevil, I think from volume 4, number 9. The reason I got this, because I'm trying to read more Daredevil. He's a really cool hero. I haven't read too much of him. But I feel like as much as I love Moon Knight, I'd probably like Daredevil. And as you can see, the writer is Charles Soule, who I am a huge fan of. All his independent work, like on 8 Billion Genies and Curse Words, is some of my favorites. So every time I see Soule on a cover of a book, I try to get it. Next, kind of an oddball pick for me. A few of these are, but I had to fill the basket up, and at this point I had nearly got everything I wanted, but I was like, there's still room. I like Brian Michael Bendis, so surely this Avengers run is good. And Dark Avengers just is, it has Ares as a member, and I really like Ares as a character, and I'm pretty sure that ties into the Secret Warriors run by Jonathan Hickman, which I'm reading through right now. It's really, really good. Anything Jonathan Hickman writes is just gold. But I got that. Got number 12, which is a really cool white cover of like the Century. I'm pretty sure it's villains disguised as heroes. So I think Ares is himself, Century's himself. I know Iron Patriot is Norman Reedus or the Green Goblin. That is probably Venom or Eddie Brock. Hawkeye, I'm going to guess is Bullseye. And then Wolverine has 2 claws, so I'm going to guess he's Daken. And then we got number 14. Really shitty cover, but I guess something happens to the Century in this issue. And a lot of the Avengers I picked up were by Brian Michael Bendis. So he must have been on a roll during that time. And then this went up to 176, and it has the Thunderbolts logo, so not really sure what that's about, but cool nonetheless. And then 177, which has Doctor Doom on the cover, which is Doom in the past. It's obviously Doctor Doom Death in the future, but it looks like Doctor Strange. I don't know who that is, but it might be. And then we've got, oh shoot, hold on. We've got Darkhawk number 4. I love Darkhawk as a character. I've read the Kyle Higgins run, the little mini-series. It was great. And I read the one-shot special before that, and I've always collected him when I was a kid. I thought his design is just too cool. It's too awesome. It's like a Marvel version of Power Rangers, from what I understand. But I thought I had all of them, but in my CLZ app, it said I didn't have number 4. I thought that can't be right, but they had it there. Picked it up, got home, went into what I call the database, where I put all my comics into a Word file. And sure enough, I didn't have this issue, so now I can read most of the series, besides the later issues that are harder to find. And then Deathlock number 16. Deathlock's another cool character. The art on the front of these covers makes it very unappealing to collect these for any more than bare minimum amount of money. But I mean, I got it for around 25 cents, so I was like, why not? I don't have that issue. Why not? And then there's a lot of Fantastic Four in all this, just to warn you guys. But Fantastic Four number 4, I don't know what volume that is, but Jim Lee is doing the art, and Jim Lee's a creator I'm not really too familiar. Like, obviously I know who Jim Lee is, and his style is really cool, but I've not read many things that he's done. But when I didn't even know he did a Fantastic Four run. So these were cool to find. The art looks great on the front, so it can't be bad. Number 6. I think his style is so cool with the Fantastic Four. And then number 8, some Inhumans. Then after that is another Fantastic Four. I think that's volume 3. And it says that the writer is Chris Claremont on there, which, again, I need to read his X-Men run, but I like to collect single issues, so that's proven to be quite the task. But hey, why not read his Fantastic Four run? Surely he didn't drop off on how good he was as a writer by this point. And I've mainly got that because Annihilus is one of my all-time favorite villains, and he looks so cool there. So I got that. I got number 44, another Annihilus cover. Sick. And then next is FF Volume 2 or Future Foundation Volume 2. Anything that Mike Allred touches, I'm gonna try to pick up, especially if it's this cheap. His art style is very Kirby-like, and I love Jack Kirby's artwork. Therefore, how could I not like Mike Allred's artwork? Look at that. Very cool. And Matt Fraction is writer, so you can't go wrong. Another character I really like, Nick Fury. I don't have any of these at all. None of this mini, or maybe it was an ongoing, I'm not sure. But Fury, My War Gone By, number 9, written by Garth Ennis. And I'm iffy on Garth Ennis. I've not read too much stuff of his. The only thing I think I've really read to completion is Born, the Punisher miniseries he did about Punisher or Frank Castle being in Vietnam. But it seemed pretty cool. And Hawkeye Freefall, not the biggest Hawkeye fan, but I saw this in Comic Book Herald's list of good comics, I guess. I can't remember which list it was. And I had number 2, so picked up number 5. And then Hercules, number 1, I think it's volume 4, written by Dan Abnett, who did the Guardians of the Galaxy run for volume 2 that everyone talks about so highly, and I'm reading through it right now. It deserves to be praised the way it is. Really great writer. So, and I'm collecting the Incredible Hercules run by Greg Pak. I'm still piecing that one together. I've not gotten to read it yet, but I'm really excited to. So yeah, and then anything Immortal Hulk I'm gonna get. I started reading it, really loved it. I still have some issues to collect before I can keep reading it. I've only read to issue 2, which I know is not a lot to say that I really like it, but I do. And I have almost all the one-shots and all the issues except for some of those really early on ones. Like I think 3 through 5 is the only issues that I need. But so you'll find these like one-shots. Like there's a King in Black one, there's an Absolute Carnage one, and Time of Monsters, another one, just to find randomly out in the wild. Next, we got Incredible Hulk, number 385. I love the Hulk. I just don't collect some of like the older stuff, but I heard that this is one of the best Hulk runs out there. It's by Peter David, who did the X Factor Volume 3, which is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Marvel comic run of all time. I am almost done reading it, but it's almost 100 issues, so I've been piecing at that for a while, but it is so, so good. So excited to see how he did on Hulk. Also got number 391 with X Factor in it. Strong guy right there. And I think that's Multiple Man in between, right under Hulk's crotch. So that's interesting. And then number 413. I like the border on this, the space border. Hulk in a spacesuit. Just is kind of unique, I guess. Donny Cates did that. It was, in my opinion, not very good. But I'm sure Peter David can make it work. And then 414. Another really cool cover. Silver Surfer is either fighting against or with Hulk, against whoever the hell that is. Very 90s supervillain. And then annual number 16. I normally don't collect annuals if it's not a Fantastic Four annual, or like any of the series that I'm really into, but I opened it up and there was a Peter David story in there, so maybe it's important to the run. So I just picked it up. And then next is Inhumans, with the main I've heard this is probably the best Inhumans run, and Black Bolt is a super cool character. I think Triton looks cool too, and obviously Lockjaw is amazing, but I don't know too much about them. And this has Jim Lee artwork in it, which, if you don't know who Jim Lee is, he has a great art style. It's realistic, but it's super scratchy at the same time. It's very gritty, might be the wrong word, but it's kind of like Frank Quietly's art in a way, or Martin Morazzo. Not as cartoony as Martin Morazzo, but it's a very cool art style. I like getting his stuff when I can. Also got number 6, which anyone normally faced with the tank, you'd feel sorry for the guy, but I feel sorry for who's ever in the tank. If he were to so much as hiccup, whoever's in that tank is fucked, pretty much. I don't know how else to say it. And then number 7, which I'm going to assume that's Maximus being dastardly, like he always is. But he's gonna be really sorry if she ever wakes up or if Black Bolt finds him. Next is a very weird one. I've been trying to find all 4 issues of these. I have number 2 and number 4. Now I have number 1. Marvel Apes. So fucking weird. I don't know why it's even made. I don't know what caused Marvel to publish this book, but it seems, I mean, I want to buy them every time I see them. My favorite Marvel characters is monkeys or apes, of course. I'm gonna buy that. Back on to Brian Michael Bendis and his Avengers with New Avengers, number 33. I don't know anything about the New Avengers. All I know is the Illuminati is part of it. Speaking of the devil, there they are, which they're a super cool team. I love Namor, I love Reed, I love Black Bolt. I mean, I like the other ones too, but just a really cool team of people who think they're better than everyone else, which is always interesting. Number 47, a lot of these are going on during big events like Secret Invasion, and as we'll see in a second, the next one being during Dark Reign for issue number 48. Pretty cool cover. Well, I mean, that's an interesting Avengers lineup. Ronin, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Luke Cage, Cap. Cap makes sense. The other ones are crazy, but I'm not going to complain. It's a cool lineup. And then 49, Ares. Looks like he's really involved with all of these Brian Michael Bendis Avengers series. Sentry's an awesome character. I'm trying to find his first appearance so badly. It's very hard to find that. Number 52 with the Hood. I really like his character too. I mean, I don't know too much about him, but I really want to. His design's sick. It's just a dude with a magic cape who has guns. What's not to like about it, I guess? It's pretty simple, pretty cool. And then number 55, where someone has tore down the Avengers. Spider-Woman looks like she's part of the team too, so that's pretty cool, I guess. We got number 56, where it looks like the team survives. Who would have thought? And it looks like they're going against their evil counterparts. I don't know who Captain Marvel is in that. I didn't even think about her being on the last cover where I was predicting everyone. I don't know who that could even possibly be. It looks like I was right for most of them, though. Number 57, Luke Cage, flatlining. Or just screaming. I don't know what happens in the comic book. Number 59, which has really cool color. I like this cover a lot. It's just really vibrant colors. the yellow background with the red font on the new Avengers logo, coupled along with Spider-Man and Spider-Woman. Just looks really good. I like that cover. And then number 60, I guess Luke Cage did flatline. Spoiler, I guess, for me. And then 61 with another horrible cover. I hate that. I hate that. That just butchers whatever comic art could have been on there. And then next, we've got some New Mutants. This one being issue 20. I'm getting around to like more of the X books since I read X Factor. And I know Chris Claremont wrote this, so that's another reason to get it. But my main reason to get it is the Bill Sienkiewicz artwork. He did Moon Knight's first run. I love that run. That run's just great. It's not the best written, but the artwork just gets progressively more Bill Sienkiewicz as it goes on. And if you don't know what that means, look up Bill Sienkiewicz artwork, and then you'll know what I mean. But number 20, number 22. Are those Disney animals? I just now noticed that. Very interesting. Once upon a time, so I guess so. And then number 30. Really excited to find those, actually. And then next, Nightcrawler Volume 4, I think. I'm just now realizing how many Chris Claremont comics I got in this. But not intentionally, but can't be a bad thing. So there's number 9. Number 10, and I love that cover, and I love the next one too. It's just simple, it's cool. I like the scratchiness of what I assume would be the Shadow King, but I could be so terrible. I mean, it could be the Brood. It looks like a Spawn villain, but I don't know. This cover I really like. Look how freaking cool. Him bamfing off. When he teleports, it goes bamf in the comics. So just mid-bamf on this cover. So cool. Love that cover. And then number 12. Then next, some Night Thrashers. Very concerning cover. Don't have much else to say, but I mean, Night Thrashers are really cool. I love his design. I don't really like his origin story that much. I think it's kind of lame from what I know of it, but then again, I could be terribly wrong. I'm trying to piece together all the New Warrior series too. I've fully pieced together one, so I might read that one. I want to make reviews too soon, so maybe that'll be one I review. Number 12 with a much less concerning cover. Pretty cool cover, actually. I have no idea what the hell. Oh, Time and Time Again. I wondered what was the big blocky letters behind them, but it's just that right there. So why even have that right there? Style points, I guess, even if it's not that great of style points. And then Volume 2, which is really recent. I picked up number 1. Was going to get all of them, but number 1 was not a good read. So, but I'll pick it up and see what I missed out on or what I saved myself from for 25 cents. Cool cover. I think, what's his name? Rage. That's, I mean, silhouette's right there. But Rage is basically a kid who became a full-grown, strong adult. Nova, I can't tell you what volume this is. It's one of the later ones. We need a new Nova series so badly. He's such a cool character. I even like Sam Alexander. I think his design's cool. Need to read a series to see if I actually like him. But I'm reading through Dan Abnett's Nova run right now. It seems to be pretty good. I like Nova as a character a lot. I already had that issue too, so that was kind of a bummer. I didn't realize I had it. And then Prince of Power, number 2. It's written by Greg Pak, who is, like I said, doing the Incredible Hulk. He did like a Hulk ongoing. He did Incredible Hercules. He did Hercules Fall of an Avenger miniseries, and he did this Prince of Power, which says Hercules is dead, long live the Prince of Power. So that, thanks IGN for spoiling the shit out of that for me, but I'm sure I would have figured it out regardless. I got number 3 along with number 2. Looks like him and Thor have settled their differences. And then number 4, which is a really interesting cover because he's got, what, like a Game Boy Color. He's got Incredible Hercules in his hand. And then random shit after that. I don't know what the deal is with the rest of it. And then Silver Surfer Volume 4, I want to say. Number 2, with Mike Allred artwork, which Silver Surfer's cool. I think my favorite Silver Surfer run, given that I've not read much of it, is Silver Surfer Black with, shoot, what is his name? I can't think of his name, but if I blurt out a name in the middle of the video, that's who I remembered. I remembered who it was. Number 3, with a great looking cover. I really, really like that cover. Just really fun. Very Mike Aldery. I don't know how to really say that. And then number 9. I have no idea who this is. But given that I don't know much about Silver Surfer, that makes sense. And then the Best Defense. I read the Namor Best Defense number 1. It was so good for a one-shot. So I'm trying to get those Best Defense tie-ins when I can. It's a Silver Surfer one. Pretty cool. The next, Scar. He's just a really cool kid. He's Conan the Barbarian and the Hulk, if they had a love baby together. And kind of dig it. Pretty cool. I like the character. So, he's King of the Savage Land. Move over, Kazar. Guess it's him. And then number 2 along with number 1 with Devil Dinosaur and Moon Boy. I love Devil Dinosaur. I've not read any of the Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, but I actually really enjoy the Jack Kirby Devil Dinosaur. I think it's so fun, and I love Devil Dinosaur's design. I mean, I know he's just a red T-Rex, but that's fucking awesome. And then Thanos versus Hulk, number 3. Kind of a lame cover. Don't know what's going on with Hulk's face. It's got Blastar in it, who's pretty cool, I guess. And if I can find Thanos stuff for really cheap, I get it. And I like versus titles, so that's a good matchup. But it seems like he's not even fighting Thanos in this. Next is the Ultimates Volume 1, number 4. I was collecting the Jonathan Hickman Ultimates, and I'm reading the latest Ultimates run. The latest Ultimates run is fantastic. It's one of the best things on shelves right now. But I really want to get Jonathan Hickman's Ultimates, and now I want to get Mark Millar's Ultimates because I was watching an interview with him on Ink Pulp podcast, and it just made me really want to read his stuff. He's very charismatic. He's fun to listen to. So I got number 4 and number 6. And then you're about to see a lot of this series because they had a ton of them back there. And I have issues 1 through 20, but not any of the later half. So, and my buddy Ryder, he's been telling me how good the series is, even though Dr. Doom looks awful. The bottom half of his body is a goat. So weird. But nevertheless, I mean, I trust him. I want to read it. It says Mark Millar wrote that one. Did Millar write these? It switches over to Mike Carey. I wonder how much Mark Millar wrote of Ultimate Fantastic Four. If that even is Mark Millar. There could be another Millar out there. But I got number 29. Got number 31. Human Torch is screaming because he's on fire. I don't know why he would be screaming about that, but he is. Number 33. Another cool thing about this is that this, spoiler warning, that the Reed Richards of the Ultimate Universe becomes the maker, who's just a crazy, really awful person and a villain. And I am interested to see how that comes about. I assume it happens in Ultimate Fantastic Four. Number 34. I want to know that might be a Nihilus. That would be a weird design for a Nihilus, but that could be a Nihilus. Number 35. Number 36. If that is the Ultimate Universe Watcher, I don't know what I'm gonna crash out hard. It's interesting, but what a weird design choice. Which, to be fair, a lot of the Ultimate design choices were weird. 37. 40. That's Sue coming to get you, the viewer, for not subscribing yet or liking the video. I don't know how to do that. That's my one time I'm going to say it during the video. So might as well make it somewhat entertaining, I guess. Number 41. Weird looking skull Ben Grimm on the cover. Number 42. They're still looking at you. They're mad at you. You've not done it yet. Number 43. It looks like Silver Surfer. It looks exactly like Silver Surfer. They didn't do much with his design, which, is sometimes a good thing, sometimes a bad thing. Ultimate Deadpool looks atrocious. Ultimate Moon Knight looks the same, but without the hood. So sometimes the same is nice, sometimes it's not. Number 44. These covers are weird. It's like they're watered down a lot. Number 45. Number 46. Psycho Man. I really like Psycho Man. He is such a useless villain, but he's so fun. I don't know. I like Psycho Man. I rest my case. And of all the people not to get redesigned, because his design was already so iconic, glad it could be Psycho Man. Number 50. Really cool cover, actually. I like that cover. Number 52. I've heard this is Ultimate Thanos. So that's what you get when you don't need a redesign. He looks like Terax. Number 53. And number 55. It's all the Ultimate Fantastic Four that I got. Then after that, the Uncanny Inhumans, Charles Soule. I've been collecting. This is one of the last issues. I only need one more after this, and then I'll definitely be reading this. Triton looks so cool in this. I think he looks dope. And I read one of the issues of Uncanny Inhumans. I think I read number 0. Really good. Really good. So I need to read it. Universe X. I'm a slut for Alex Ross art. And oh, there's Bug right there. I love Bug. Bug's a really cool character. He just showed up in the Guardians run that I'm reading. So, starting to get quite the fondness for Bug. I like Bug a lot. I don't know who the hell these people are. But I try to get these for really cheap because I don't want to pay too much for them. But they are worth it. I end up usually like getting a stack of books and then putting it back to get something else. The Untold Legend of Captain Marvel, number 3. I do not really care for Captain Marvel. I want to get the Jim Sterling early Captain Marvel stuff, which this is not it. But this is the second most sought after Captain Marvel books, is when he looks like Buzz Lightyear. I like the design of the original Captain Marvel. Just the green and the white. It speaks to me. It's Buzz Lightyear, but it's before Buzz Lightyear, so there's that. And then the Warlock Chronicles. I had a few of these from when I was younger, and never had any interest in collecting these. And then I heard how good anything Jim Starlin touched, like in the original, like cosmic stuff in Marvel, was when it was happening. So, I mean, I want to get them now. I found them in there for 25 cents a piece. So, I mean, how am I not gonna get them? I found a lot of these, by the way. The Warlock Chronicles seems to be shorter, and I don't even know if Jim Sterling does that. But while I was on a Warlock kick, I just decided to get them, and that's a cool cover. Mephisto, Thanos, and Adam Warlock all stand together, and I'm warming up to Adam Warlock from the Guardians run too. He's really interesting in that. Warlock in the Infinity Watch, number 2. And I opened it up in this, and the art in this is just really cool too. Number 3, the Fearsome Fate of the High Evolutionary. High Evolutionary is a very interesting character. I think I have his first appearance. I might not. That could be a total lie and fabrication to you, but could be telling the truth. Number 4, They Attack. Who the hell are they? I don't know. I'll tell you eventually when I read it. Number 5, Old Foes. It'll be new to me. I don't even know who that is. Looks like Sam Solik. Number 6. Looks like Meat Canyon. Sorry, Hunter. You're not watching this. I don't know why I give a fuck. Number 7. And the audacity to call him Hunter like I know him. Unreal. I just watch his videos every time they come out, so guess I got a little too comfortable. But number 7, Gamora was way hotter back then, in my opinion. Number 8, number 11, number 13. I feel like 9 times out of 10, Hulk is just absolutely decimating Drax. I don't know though. Drax is a really cool. I really like Drax from the Dan Abnett Guardians that I'm reading. Number 14, Gamora giving whoever those are the work. They're on Monster Isle apparently. Number 15. Looks like the old Adam Warlock. Maybe all of these are versions of Adam Warlock. I'm not sure. Identity Crisis. Look at that. I'm a genius. Number 16. Shadows from the Abyss. Number 17. The next is War Machine number 4. Had Ares on the cover, and I've seen these before, and I just think, man, that cover art looks sick. Never got them though, for 25 cents, and I realized when I was getting it, hey, Greg Pak writes this. Still haven't read anything he wrote, but I'm trying to collect his Agents of Atlas and his Incredible Hercules, so why not just get everything the man's done? Why not? I hope I like him. And then next is Where Monsters Dwell. I like monster books. I like Marvel monster books anyway. And Garth Ennis wrote it. It might be good. Who knows? I got number 2. Number 3, which it looks like a whole village of Shauna the She-Devil. Take me there. Just kidding. My girlfriend will see this and I'll get in trouble for that. Number 4. I don't know how the hell dinosaurs made a stew. But they might be really smart raptors, I don't know. Well, I know whatever dinosaur that is. X-Force Shatterstar number 1. Not the biggest fan of Rob Liefeld artwork, but I mean, after reading X Factor, didn't think I would like Shatterstar when he showed up. He's now one of my favorites in the group. I love Shatterstar. Such a fun character. Has a lot of like life in him. Just really, really fun to read. X-Men number 13. I thought I had almost all of these issues from the Jonathan Hickman run, and for some reason I was like, I don't think I had this issue. I was like, I know I'm wrong, but it's 25 cents, might as well get it. And guess what? I didn't have that issue. So, amazing. And then next, X-Men and Clandestine. I already had this issue, but still gonna show it off because I got it. Clandestine seems interesting. They have too many series. They seem obscure, so I want to collect them. I want to see what they're about. They've got a lot of like, I think they have like one where they go against Alpha Flight too, so that's weird and fun. X Patrol. All these amalgam comic books are basically like DC properties mixed with Marvel properties. And I thought this was Doom Patrol and X-Men mixed together, but the more I look at it, we've got, Shatter Starfire, so that's Starfire, and Beastling, which is Beast and Beast Boy. I don't know, I know Cable. I don't even know who, oh, that's Colossus mixed with someone else. And then Domino mixed with someone else. So I could be just completely wrong about, I thought it was Doom Patrol and X-Men. I guess I'm wrong. More Fantastic Four. I try not to pay that much for this series because I don't know about it, but there's a lot of issues, so it has to be good, right? So 4, number 5, this is gonna get confusing. They got really good covers though. Number 6, I really like that cover. They made Ben look seriously menacing in that. Really cool. Number 7. I think that's a Brood. I don't know what she's fighting off. Number 8. Namor standing over Reed. Probably after beating the holy hell out of him. Number 9. Number 11, more Psycho Man action. Can't go wrong with Psycho Man. Iconic. Number 14. That has to be the same artist that did the Ultimate Fantastic Four, like, the cover for, like, the Marvel Zombies first appearance issue. Can't remember what that issue is off the top of my head. 15. I really like that cover. Ramatut, I'm pretty sure that's who that is, but what an interesting cover. I really like that. Number 17. Can't go wrong with Dr. Doom ever. Number 19. The Thing is about to just hurl Invisible Girl or Woman. That's something, whatever it is. And then number 22. The Thing going down Yancey Street where he's from. Probably about to beat the shit out of some kids. And that's it for the Marvel books. But we still got some more. Army of Darkness, number 13. I love The Evil Dead. And I didn't know it because it's so hard to tell what cover anything from Dynamite is, which is why I don't have a lot of Dynamite books. But I picked it up, was like, I'll look at what cover this is later. Forgot to do that. It's a cover C, and I'm pissed about it. I'm a cover A guy. Bolero, really excited to find that. Wyatt Kennedy, I don't know if it's the same artist from Knights, but Knights is one of my favorite comics going on right now. And ever since then, I was like, I have to find everything this team has done before. And apparently Bolero is the one they did before Knights. And I found number 2 a while ago. Was so excited about finding number 2 and was even more excited to find issue number 1 and number 3. Really excited to see what that's about. I don't even care what it's about. I'm probably gonna really enjoy it. And next is the Crimson Cage number 1. I heard so many things about this series. It was pop culture philosopher Rockin' Robbie. It's his pick of the week for that week. And no, I just didn't pick it up. I was like, I'm not that interested. If I find it for cheap, I will. Didn't think that would actually happen. But I have the only issue I'm missing from this series, after getting them all for around 25 cents, is issue 2. A really cool cover, though. Disgusting, but it's really cool. Deadly Class. Another one I'm really trying to collect all of for cheap when I find them. Love Rick Remender's writing. He is amazing. Sacrificers is a series he's doing right now. That's just awesome. It's so, so, so good. If you've not read Sacrificers, give it a shot. Well worth it. Even when the art changed, you still got Rick Remender writing it. And I'm trying to collect a lot of his series, like Black Science and a few others. Firepower. Didn't get these when they were coming out. Been finding them for really cheap, though. I have like number 1 through 5. And now I'm piecing together the later issues. But I got number 6. Oh, written by Robert Kirkman, by the way. If you don't know who that is, he wrote Invincible. He wrote The Walking Dead. He wrote Oblivion Song, which I'm trying to collect when I find it for cheap, too. Number 12. Number 16. This one's about, like, I guess, kind of like a Shang-Chi comic, like just kung fu action. Seems cool. Art looks cool. Number 17. Number 19. Really like that cover. He looks dope. Don't know who it is. He looks cool, though. And number 21. And after that is The Goon from Volume 3, number 5. I'm trying to find the originals because I love Eric Powell's art. It's so good. Like, it's everything I like about an artist, honestly. I want to find more to become a bigger fan of his, but I can't at the moment. I'm just an outsider looking in, not really getting to fully appreciate it like I would if I got to read it. But everything about The Goon just seems like it is right up my alley in every way possible. And I know he doesn't do the art for this series, but still, like, that guy fighting off like supernatural beasts and stuff, like cult stuff, like, I don't know, it just seems really cool. Madman Adventures. I can't think of what the smaller versions like this are called. Ashcan of Madman Adventures. So cool. It's reflective, as I'm sure you can maybe see. But I'm trying to collect all of Mike Allred's Madman stuff when I find it for cheap too. And was super excited to find like a little Ashcan of like, I don't know if it led to like a Madman Adventure series or what it led to, but that's that's really cool to find. I was really excited about that. And then Maniac in New York, The Bronx is Burning, #1. Variant cover, 1 in 15 for 25 cents. Can't go wrong with that. Plus, I really like Maniac in New York. I collected all of them. I have all of them. Great story. Volume 1's better by far. But, I mean, this is the point where I'll buy variant covers. If I already have cover A and I'm like, oh, that's cool. For really cheap. Then we got Paper Girls, #14. It's another one I see for cheap a lot of the time. I've been trying to collect it when I can. Brian K. Vaughan is a great writer, and I like his stuff a lot. So I can usually collect anything that he's involved with. #17, and then a series that I'm really trying to find more of and collect. Savage Dragon. Not read many Eric Larson stuff, but I had the original Savage Dragon miniseries, and I have #1 for the ongoing. And I know that series is still going on, pretty strong too, if I'm correct. But there's something about Savage Dragon draws me in the more I see about it. So was excited. I wish there were more issues in there, but excited to find that nonetheless. And then 7 to Eternity, another Rick Remender story. Know nothing about it. I've gotten like 2 issues in the past, and was excited to find more. Really interesting cover format for these. #6 and #7, which this one's drawn by James Herron, who is one of my top 5 favorite artists of all time. I love James Herron. Ultra Mega is one of the best comics that has ever came out. The first 4 issues, #5 just came out, and I still feel confident in saying that. It's what got me back into comics in a big way. Like, I was already back into them from like the collecting side, but then from like the picking up new comics perspective, James Herron just completely, like, Ultra Mega #1 just was like, I have to get new comics every week now, and now it's become a huge problem. So thank you, James Herron, and I genuinely mean that. I'm so glad you caused this problem for me. And then Tekken, love Tekken. Again, fine with this being a cover C, just because Devil Jin's on it. Such a cool character. I love Tekken and its batshit crazy lore. I've been playing since Tekken 5 came out, and I was like a little kid. So I'm gonna look for these now. I didn't know this was a comic book. Next is Versus, #4. I have no earthly idea what this is about. I've never heard of it before, but I noticed that Asad Ribic did the artwork, and I really like his art a lot. I just read through Secret Wars with him and Jonathan Hickman, and his art is just so cool. It's almost like oily, if that's the right way to put it. It's very, very fun to look at. And I also got issue #5. I can't wait to get more of those to see what that's about. And then I got White, issue #6. I heard the hype around White and Black, and, you know, I have White #1. I bought a while ago. Read it. It was all right. I'm wanting to find, like, when I saw it in there, I was like, it's a no-brainer. I gotta get it. But I need to know more about it. I just don't know enough to have an opinion on it yet. We're about to round up the rest of this with some DC books. Justice. I got a few of these. Saw Alex Ross artwork, and I was like, hell yeah. And then I was like, I wonder, there's no way he did the interior, right? I opened it up. Every page on the inside is Alex Ross artwork, and that's when I flipped out and tried to find as many of these as I could. I got #2. Number 3, Martian Manhunter, seen better days for sure. Number 4, Superman getting carried by Bizarro. My girlfriend said that Clark looked like he was enjoying it a little too much. Number 5, Wonder Woman. Absolute Wonder Woman comes out not this weekend, but next weekend. Very excited to see that because Absolute Batman was my favorite book of last week. It completely blew me away. Not a huge DC guy. Starting to become a DC guy. No, it won't ever be Marvel to me, but I mean, it's making its case. Number 6 with the Atom. I don't know if he's punching someone who's looking at Poison Ivy in the eye or punching Poison Ivy in the eye. And like the little ripple effect's pretty disturbing. He's punching someone right in the eye, and that would just hurt. Number 7 with Hawkman. It looks like he's chopping up toys. Not very cool of you, Hawkman. And number 10. I think that's that could either be Clayface or the Spectre back there. God, I know that's Black Canary and Green Arrow. But, again, I'm going to definitely try to find more of those now. And the final comic, guys, to round it out today, Punk Rock Jesus, number 5. I don't know what draws me into Sean Murphy and his art. I've not read anything by him yet, but I'm collecting everything. I saw something about Joe the Barbarian, and I found number 1. I was like, oh, that's sick. I need to read and find more of these. Not read it yet. Then I saw that he did something called Punk Rock Jesus. And my buddy Ryder, who I mentioned so often, worships the ground that Sean Murphy walks on. He, like, one of his absolute favorite creators. So it's pushing me to want to find them more as well. And found number 5. And I love punk rock. So, I mean, how am I not going to get it? I would have gotten it just for Sean Murphy, but it's also called Punk Rock Jesus, so that's a huge plus. But guys, that's the books I got today. It's quite a bit, almost an hour-long video. Excited to share it with you guys. Got to find out what I'm going to do for a thumbnail. And for a title. My last one was Batshit Insane, so we'll figure out how to follow that up. But, yeah, I've got a Dragon Con haul that I've been meaning to share. I just get too nervous before I start the video up, so I need to man up and actually share my Dragon Con haul. So that'll be the next video. But thanks for watching, guys. See ya.